This is weird. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good
Uh,
evening.
Welcome to the first evening episode of Force for Growth Live. It's a Thursday evening recording, and
Yes.
we're excited to be here. We're excited to talk to everyone. And today, what are we going to talk about, ladies?
Making an impact.
Yeah.
Oh,
Impact.
Yes. And
oh,
Which
what are
part
you
of
gonna say?
why we're on tonight is because of the impact that we're making, which Ricardo, Courtney, one of you guys can explain.
take it away,
Yes.
Courtney.
Yes. Okay. So baskets for good. So our official event is on Saturday, but of course there are a few days prepping. We are feeding 300 over 325 families for 1 week and have a lot of amazing resources along with food going into those packages for them. But yeah, basically, we are still looking for volunteers. If you happen to be free today or Saturday morning, let us know. But basketsforgood.org. And yeah, basically help come join us and see what we do. It's a the greatest contribution kind of lesson, but it's life changing. I don't know.
M-
So, how did it
Join us,
go this
join us in
morning?
making an impact.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for
Man, this morning was really interesting. We had a truck pull up to Aldi. There's nothing like seeing this truck pull up and getting your pallets of food loaded up in there. And then we go drop it off at the Boys and Girls Club with pallet jacks and forklifts and all this other stuff. And it takes me back to the days to where we did everything in Jesse's SUV. So all the food fit in Jesse's SUV. Then
that.
we needed to just a pickup truck. So then all the food fitted in a pickup truck. And then a small U-Haul. And all the food fitted in the small U-Haul. And it's just the vehicles are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the impact is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But it doesn't matter the number of families. It doesn't matter how many you do. Because if you make an impact with just one family, making the difference in one person's life, it's still a significant impact.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it takes time. I think that's one of the things here that I think people need to realize is that it takes time to make a big impact. It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah. It's that
Mhm.
you like Tony Robbins says, overestimate what you can do in a year, underestimate what you can do in a decade. Look at
Right.
what
Yeah.
you guys have done in less than a decade. It's amazing.
It
Yeah.
feels like a decade on my bones.
This is the 6th year. So, yeah, it's consistent. It's consistently how you show up. I can say hands down that's what started building this because it was based off how you and Jesse kept showing up. But how the organization y'all have created, we consistently show up, and the ripple effect of involving others. So
It just
it's
takes time.
special to watch.
And what's
Yeah.
interesting is I remember when our laundry baskets were little bitty and they looked so bare. And I remember the one specific delivery, me and Jesse were looking at it. We're like, wow, it's not much going on there. But even at that point, the families were just so happy that they
Yeah.
received something, which was phenomenal to me. Even now, thinking back to it, when we're looking at it, we're like, there's really not much here. But the families were still like, wow, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Wow, this is so great. Thank you so much for delivering. We're okay.
Yeah.
We're still making an impact, right?
Perception is everything.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I've told you guys, but have been a recipient of a similar thing back. Have I told y'all that?
No.
Tell
Yeah.
us about that, Michelle.
So when we were in the military in the Air Force and three small kids, I was going through school. We were broke, military pay. We had no money and away from home for the holidays. And there were, I guess it was a group. I'm not sure what the organization was, but for military families who couldn't afford to go home for the holidays. So we were by ourselves for Thanksgiving and received like a box of Thanksgiving, a whole Thanksgiving meal. It was amazing. It was awesome.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man, and it still
Mhm.
made it last an impact.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
still
I think
remember that.
that's the confusing part is we think we need to do something grand to make an impact.
Yeah.
It's a trick. You don't.
Yep.
It starts small. It's just consistently what you do, how you live?
Yeah,
Do you see the people around you? Do you look up and look around you? You know, that plays a role in the impact you make.
it does. So, what are some great ways to make an impact? This is one conversation where we need to go and advise and help and share how to make an impact. And my number one is you got to get off of Facebook. You can't be sitting behind Facebook posting and posting and posting. You got to get out there in the real world and do real stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
I believe in sending good vibes and good energy out to people. But if you really truly want to make an impact, you have to get out there and do something.
Yeah.
You have to get
Yeah.
out there and do it. You have to get out there and quote unquote get your hands dirty.
Yeah. And what I'm hearing is kind of the shortcut. And I've made this mistake many times, but you will never be able to promote something and work something or inspire something just on social media if you're not also doing that with action in your daily life. Like it's not something you're sitting behind, you know, just waiting for more likes so you can take your dream to the next step, or you can take your progress to the next step. You know, it's not like that. But if your actions match what you're doing on social media, you know, limit Facebook's a 10-20 minute a day activity. It is not a 20 hours a day activity, guys. So just it's okay. We've all been there.
We have been there. We have been there. But the real impact comes getting out there and doing stuff.
Yeah.
What
I
are some
think-
other tips on making an impact?
I think being authentically you, because God's given all of us gifts and all of us desires on ways to make an impact. So what might be important for you, Ricardo, may be totally different for me.
Correct.
But the way that I can authentically show up with my gifts and make an impact on the world may be different than yours Courtney. So we have to be
Mhm.
authentic and be ourselves and use our natural gifts and abilities and not be afraid, not try to be someone else.
That's good.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And that
That
still
copy and
requires
paste
you to get off
lifestyle.
that still requires you to get out there and do something.
Yeah.
Yep.
It still
Yep.
requires you to get out there and do something. If you want to make an impact, you got to do something. Be part of
Yes.
something.
And if anything, let's create a challenge right now. Whatever, okay, write 5 lines on what impact you want to have on the world and yourself, because you're the most powerful hand in all that. And then write 1 action step, what you can do to take that to the next level or the next step, or figure out what the first step is. But if you have courage to just kind of make a daily practice, like I'm going to start doing that. Anyway, I'm going to do that exercise with myself for a
I
week.
think
See what happens.
paying it forward too in ways that you've been blessed by others or how others have made an impact on you, you can make that same impact on other people too. So paying it forward, I think, is a great way to make an impact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Significant way.
As well, just telling people that you've been inspired by.
Yes.
And I say that with an emphasis on often we've watched people we respect go through really hard things, and we've never stopped and told them that inspired us. So there's another tip. There are a handful of people that you can just say, hey, when I watched you go through that, it was just very inspiring. And here's what I learned from it. That could change their whole day.
Yeah.
And let me tell y'all what happens. When someone inspires you, they get that feedback because that's feedback. We talk a lot about feedback, and someone inspires us. We let them know that they inspired us, and that just gives them a little boost to continue doing what they're doing because they also want to be seen. They also want to know that they're making an impact instead of just going on blind faith.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So just to let them know, hey, what you said really inspired me. That really hit home with me. I really appreciated what you shared with me. That goes a long way.
Yeah.
And when you're sharing something difficult that you're going through, or you're, let other people see how you show up or how you go through something, it also makes it not in vain. Like I appreciate some of the hard things I've been through because it's enabled me to grow in ways that help inspire other people. And so it wasn't in vain. It wasn't all the suffering wasn't a waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's go to the comments. Harsha says, "You are so beautiful." Oh, thank you, Harsha. I appreciate that. I've been working hard today, and
Ricardo does look beautiful
I
today.
wasn't
Yeah.
feeling pretty today, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's the pink jacket.
It
Yeah.
is. Look at how good this looks with the Basket for Good T-shirt.
Yes,
Boom.
it does. I like the shirt. Can you show us the shirt real quick since you mentioned it on another one? Okay. Well, if he stood up a little bit, it'd say Baskets for Good, but we like the new color options. So
We do have some new.
be on the lookout for the color contest next year. I'm just going to go ahead and name that anyway.
Oh, why does it matter? Why do people want to make an impact?
Contributing is natural. Wanting to contribute to your tribe is an instinct. And as well, one underlying loop that a lot of us have is, are we enough? And so it's this ever-growing battle of, I want to contribute, am I good enough? And that's kind of the mental war humans go through. But what do you think on that, Michelle?
Well, one of the things that we're studying right now with creating lasting change is the 6 human needs, and one is contribution. So like you said, contributing, it's a basic human need, the need to feel, valued or like you're making a difference. I think it gives a joy or happiness that you can't get from other things.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard question to answer.
We inherently want to be part of something bigger than ourselves.
Yeah. Robert's got a good answer because it's part of our purpose. It's a part of our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially coming from somebody with a big purpose.
Yes.
Yeah. It matters. And we just want to be part of bigger than something outside of ourselves. We want to contribute and want to know that we're doing something outside of ourselves. We want to do something that matters.
It's a Tony Robbins principle I'm thinking of, but am I saying this correctly, guys? The art of fulfillment and the science of achievement and the art of fulfillment. Okay. Yes. So basically, Tony Robbins would sum it up as, if you're not contributing, that's why you're not fulfilled long after you reach a goal. So you get to your goal, and then how long does it take until you're on to the next thing, or you're sick of whatever progress or material thing or income amount you've earned? Like, how long does it take you to get distracted by something else new and shiny where you're like, well, I want that. I'll be happy when I get that. So Tony Robbins breaks it down as multiple parts, but obviously there's first the achievement of getting the goal, and then there is the art of fulfillment. And that's, I believe he teaches that on the same day he teaches 6 human needs. And so it's an emphasis on contribution, because if you're not contributing to something, you don't even have a reservoir of fulfillment even there. Like, you're going to get burned out a lot quicker than you would in months.
Robert is bringing it tonight, guys.
He is, yeah.
Robert says our highest calling / purpose is to love.
Yes.
And also, that's one thing, like if you think about that success or reaching a goal, it's nothing if you don't have someone to share it with. Right. And I think Tony talks about that too. The joy in reaching a goal or achieving success is being able to share that. And if you're just on your own, you're not contributing, how fun is that? It's not fun at all to reach any goal when you can't share it.
Mm-hmm. I think that, between Robert's last comment and what you just said, Michelle, it's our own love that we're seeking. And so often when we're on these loops to make an impact or to be seen or to be heard or, et cetera, it's often trying to cover up different ways where we aren't listening to our own self or our truth or our authentic purpose, whatever you want to call it. But it's a lot of those folks searching, but desperate to make an impact. They need to go inward. It's a sign they need to go inward. So if that is you, don't beat yourself up. Just sit with yourself 5 minutes a day. Work up to 10 minutes. Work up to 20 minutes. I myself am still only at 5, and I prefer guided meditation. So hey, pick up at any level. But I think that really puts a nail on the head why people struggle to figure out how to make an impact.
Don't wait to make an impact. Yeah. Don't wait. Don't wait.
Yeah.
Don't wait until I'm a millionaire, or when I make a certain amount of money, or when I finally achieve this amount of success in my
It's a
life. Then I
trick.
will make an impact.
Yeah.
It's a trick.
Yeah.
It's a trick. Jim
If
Rohn
you don't,
says it's easier if you think. How does he word it? If you can't give away $1 when you make $1,000, you're not gonna give away 1,000 when you make $1 million.
Yeah.
yeah. And also, you don't even, you can give in so many ways. It can be time. If you don't have the
Yes.
money to give time, give, just a helping hand.
Yes,
It
that's
doesn't
making
have
an
to be
impact.
financial. Yeah.
No, we had a ton of volunteers show up today. They weren't able to drive. They weren't able to do other things as part of this weekend, but they came today, spent the morning with us, helped us stage, helped us get ready for tomorrow and everything else, and the same thing for tomorrow. So just because you can't do one thing in one area doesn't mean you're not capable of doing something else in another area.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone's role is important. Even if it's Tony Robbins' crew, even if you just move a chair, your role is important, But that's just an amazing team. I've got to study how they train every role to make an impact at Tony's UPW event. But it's big. It's big. And especially that's a great example because that organization specifically will treat people with the same respect at the top of the organization to if it's your first time crewing and you have no idea what to do and you've ended up in the wrong room, like they are still like, hey, well, you're here for a reason. Let's figure out, this great. But it's a great example. So, I mean, just join an organization. Like if you aren't sure, just start chasing what resonates with you and then just try it out until you find your tribe, your niche. It's out there. It is. But you got to have the courage to take the first step. You got to have the courage to get off of Facebook and talk to a real human, so it's all those things that if those make you nervous, but you want to make an impact, that's the lesson.
You got to
why
do
you're
it.
nervous is because you're going to grow a lot through this. So
You got to do it. And that's a
say
part of
charge.
it, Courtney. If you really, truly want to grow, if you truly value growth, you got to do good.
Mm-hmm. No matter what.
No matter what. You will reach a cap on your growth if you're not doing anything good with it.
Yes. Ceiling, floor, ceiling.
You'll reach a cap. You can only grow so much without actually giving something back to the world, whatever that may be, whatever that looks like, whatever that means.
Yeah.
You got to make an impact if you really, truly want to grow. Otherwise, it just turns into this whole, I'm just doing it for me to be selfish because I want money to buy more cars. Yeah. The universe ain't going to reward that. Sorry.
No.
You won't be
take
fulfilled.
it with you when you go. So I say, I'm good on material.
Universe is going to look at you and say, nah, that's it. We're done here. We're moving on to someone who's going to make an impact and do something with the gifts that we gave them.
Yeah. I love that example because, we can read his first. Let's see.
Go ahead, Courtney.
Okay. Robert, you just said a great comment. I just finished volunteering this evening at the Northern Illinois Food Bank this evening for 2 hours. And okay, so Robert, how do you feel? How do you feel? Even though you might be tired, you were on your feet, but how do you feel right now? That's what I want to know.
I'm more charged up right now than I was this morning. I got up at 5:30 this morning. Oh my goodness. I'm not even, what happened to me this morning is a whole other episode, guys. It's a whole other episode. Let me just say the cliffhanger ... is we had a memorial service for a rabbit this morning. Unexpected, unscheduled memorial service for a rabbit.
Well, talk about making an impact.
Which was not planned. It was not planned. However, that's how we started our morning. And then just going. We get there, we get doing stuff. We just get so pumped up. I'm going on about 3, maybe 4 hours worth of sleep. But man, I feel good. I feel good. Yeah. I feel good. I can conquer the world right now.
It was like, whoa, hey, it's not even yet for Ricardo. He's still going.
Yeah, we're still going. We're still pushing. And this is just day one. We got 2 more days to go.
Yeah.
That's so much fun.
And Robert came back and he said what Ricardo said. So I think he was saying he's more charged up than he was before. And then he also said fulfilled. So thank you, Robert. That's what I knew you'd say something like that. But
you can't put a word to it. It's hard to describe how you feel. It's hard.
Words are limiting. Feelings are limitless. Words are limiting. They're boxes. Sometimes things don't fit in a box.
Make an impact, guys. How can you make an impact? How can you make an impact in someone's life, even by just 2 millimeters?
Hmm.
It's still an impact.
So it could be a lot more than 2 millimeters to that person. You'll never
Yeah.
know.
Ooh, unmeasurable.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man,
Okay. So
so good.
before we go, I do have to mention if you want a good read in the subject that we were talking about, so impact, legacy, anything like that, Randy Pausch and The Last Lecture. Just phenomenal, phenomenal book and speech. Look for his actual speech, but I'll let curiosity lead you to that Amazon cart. But I could gush about this for a whole nother episode. So that's where I'm kind of like, okay.
Let's do an episode on the book.
Okay.
We'll get it to Michelle this weekend,
Yes.
and we'll all read it, watch The Last Lecture, and then do an episode on it.
I want to hear Michelle's
in.
reaction. So, okay.
I think that'll be
And
good.
I'm anxious now to watch it and read it.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
see you
definitely.
shaking. You're shaking in your seat. You cannot wait to read the book.
Yes. Oh, yes.
What do you
Robert
guys think?
agrees.
For those of you watching, for those of you tuning in, what do you guys think of the evening episode?
Yeah. Let us know.
Let us know.
We are searching for feedback.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic in the evening. I feel more mellow, but yet more hyped up.
Yeah.
It is kind of
Yeah.
chill, like relaxing.
It really
Mhm.
is. So what would we be drinking right now? Because usually in the morning we have our morning coffee. I feel like I need to have my glass of bourbon with my crafted ice up here with me to sip on.
I'd be doing my like interesting like health tonic at this time. It's not quite time for my sleepy time tea. So yeah.
I've got water. Yeti of water.
Well, I am in that case. I am glad I did not pull the bourbon out.
You can have your bourbon.
Yeah, you can have your bourbon.
Oh.
Final thoughts, guys. Final thoughts. Making an
You
impact.
are making more of an impact than you think you are, whether that's positive or negative. So just take inventory of that and take a peek, for better for worse, what impacts you're making around you. Adjust the negative so that that's way less of your norm. Grow right there. Okay. Stop being a crappy person in those ways. I'm not, but just be real with yourself, but then turn up the dial on where you are making impact, what is working, what you are getting good feedback on. And if that doesn't work, keep trying it until. Don't ever stop. Just keep trying it, because we're here to make an impact. Like, we're humans. We signed up for this. So it just comes with a lot of growth. Oh my goodness. Hello.
We have a visitor.
Well,
Who
she's
is this
over there
visitor?
whining. This is Cheeky's. So she's over here whining at my feet. So I had to put her up here.
There you go.
Michelle, final thoughts, impact.
One, John says, keep it up. We're making an impact. So thank you. Yes.
Thank you, John. We always love you tuning in.
I would say don't wait, because that's what I have a tendency to do. When I get to this point, I will make an impact, or when I have this much money, I'll make an impact. So don't wait. Like, just figure out what lights your fire and go do it now in whatever capacity you can, because just that 2 millimeter, it matters.
Mhm.
It does.
Absolutely. Great. Man.
For me, I'm going to say, if you really truly want to grow to your maximum potential, you have to make an impact. You have to make a difference in the world and in other people's lives. If you really truly want to grow, if you truly want to master fulfillment, success, happiness, you have to make an impact. Whatever that means to you in your area, in your field, whether it's charity work, whether it's helping people through things, whatever it is. If you really truly want to achieve your maximum potential, your maximum growth, you have to make an impact.
That's good.
Yes.
That's it, guys. Our first evening episode.
Yes. I
Let
feel
us
like
know.
we should have prepared like a sign off, but y'all can let us know what we should say.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
That
Don't let
works.
the bed bug fight.
Sweet dreams.
Yes. There we go. Oh,
Thank you
that's
so much
funny.
for tuning in, and we'll be back on Monday with what?
Our word of the week.
Word of the week.
Yay.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.